Now, the coronavirus arrives in Maryland. 3 people in the state now have confirmed cases of the disease. Governor Larry Hogan issued a state of emergency to ramp up agencies' responses. But he's also easing fears, telling everyone the state is prepared. WJZ has team coverage this morning. We start with Sean Stryker, who has more on those affected here in Maryland. Good morning, Sean.
Have all recently traveled overseas. Now, they were tested and confirmed to have that virus by a lab here in Baltimore.
The first positive cases of coronavirus in Maryland.
3 confirmed cases of the novel coronavirus in the state.
The 3 patients are residents of Montgomery County.
A married couple in their 70s and a woman in her 50s.
In all 3 of these cases, the virus was contracted during overseas travel.
The 3 returning to Maryland on February 20th from traveling abroad on the same trip and were tested for the coronavirus at a hospital on March 4th.
This is exactly what our state has been actively and aggressively been preparing for many weeks now.
Thursday night, the governor declaring a state of emergency in Maryland, fully activating the State Emergency Operations Center. Health officials are now investigating who these 3 patients have interacted with.
We want to understand exactly where they went, who they interacted with, in order that we can conduct this investigation.
There are still 11 people in the state being tested for the coronavirus.
While today's news may seem overwhelming, this is not a reason to panic. Marylanders should go to work or go to school just as they normally do.
Now, the governor says these 3 people are in isolation in their own homes. They're in good condition. Now they're going through every hour of every day with investigators to see who they could have come in contact with prior to testing. Reporting live this morning outside the health department, I'm Sean Stryker for WJZ.
Thank you, Sean. So, what are the symptoms of coronavirus and what should you do should you start to feel sick? WJZ investigator Mike Halgren reports you should not follow your basic instinct to just go to the doctor.
All 3 of these patients notified the hospital before they went in to get tested, and health officials say that is important, that if you think you have coronavirus, you should minimize your contact with as many people as possible. Health officials also talked about the symptoms and what you should watch out for.
People that have symptoms such as a high fever or a fever of 100.4 with a cough and difficulty breathing, those are some of the symptoms of this new coronavirus disease. People that have those symptoms really should think about their own underlying conditions if they have medical conditions. People that are older and are experiencing those conditions should call their health care provider. Call and get some advice.
And Maryland now has a special phone number, 211. You should call it if you have any coronavirus concerns. Reporting from Annapolis, Mike Halgren, WJZ.
So, state lawmakers now have fast-tracked an emergency spending bill that will provide up to $50 million from the state's rainy day fund to fight the coronavirus. That includes extra money for lab staff and testing supplies. Tests are now being done at the state lab in East Baltimore, bypassing the Centers for Disease Control. Local schools and universities are making changes because of fears of the coronavirus. Johns Hopkins does not want fans at this weekend's second round of the NCAA Division III men's basketball tournament. 3 students from a Northwest Baltimore school are under quarantine this morning after possible exposure to coronavirus. The Wall Street Journal reports the girls, who are sisters, went to a bat mitzvah in White Plains, New York last week. Now, there was a confirmed coronavirus patient there from New Rochelle, New York, which is the epicenter of the illness after an attorney became sick in February.
8 of the new cases are connected to the attorney from Westchester, the New Rochelle area.
The students from B'nai Yisrael currently have no symptoms. The Baltimore Department of Health says there was no need to shut the school completely down. Governor Hogan echoing that sentiment last night, saying Marylanders should go about their daily business to work and school just like they normally do. Here's a recap now on the coronavirus cases here in Maryland. 3 people have tested positive for the virus, a couple in their 70s and an unrelated woman in her 50s. They all live in Montgomery County and have recently traveled overseas. They're all in isolation in their homes. The governor has declared a state of emergency that will allow agencies to ramp up their responses. Stay with WJZ both on air and online as we continue to follow the coronavirus here in Maryland.